ago. And now it's a great pleasure to introduce our Attorney General. I think you all read in the paper about the great settlement that went on between 49 states in the thieving banks, and what was brought to California, what was brought to people who are losing their homes, who have lost their homes, what were brought to people in other states, and equally as important, what was saved for the attorneys general, the right to go after these people on criminal activities and some of the more egregious, fraudulent civil actions that could be brought against them. And without this one person, that deal never would have happened, because they were going to cut a deal that could have been done in a bank boardroom. The amount of money was chump change, and in return for that, all the banks wanted was a Nixon kind of pardon, a pardon for everything they might have done and everything they will do. And Kamala Harris had the guts to stand up to her president, who is her friend, and say, I'm not going to do this. Now, a lot of us have had I've had a lot of pressure on me about a bunch of stuff. I have never had pressure put on me by a president. And I mean, I'd like to think I wouldn't wilt, but thank God I've never been put to the test. But Kamala Harris was put to the test. She was not found wanting, and because of her, the people of our state and the people of this country owe her a tremendous debt, and most of those who are helped won't even know her name, but we know her name, and I give you our Attorney General, Kamala Harris.
It's a beautiful day to let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Teach me.
Hello, Democrats! Isn't it great to be in San Diego? I love San Diego under any circumstances, but especially under these. I thank you, Burton. You are an incredible leader. You are a friend. I thank our other great leader, Governor Jerry Brown. People ask sometimes why we should believe in a California comeback, and I say look to these no-nonsense fellas and look to the kind of leadership we have in this great state and these California giants. And we've got leadership based on looking people in the eye and telling the truth, and how refreshing is that? I know you California Democrats did not come to San Diego just for the weekend. You came here for the next generation. And so we're not here to celebrate, we're here to activate. We are here to remind ourselves who we are, where we come from, and what we stand for as Democrats, and what's at stake for not only California, but the nation in 2012. And Democrats, one thing is absolutely clear. We cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. We need to do whatever is necessary, day and night, night and day, to return President Barack Obama to the White House. And I know that in these elections, the pundits like to discount the relevance of California. But I say to them, if you really want to know what this election is all about, come west, come to the Golden State. You need to visit the forest of foreclosure signs. You need to talk to the thousands of good families stuck without a path out or a way up. Go to Stockton, California, and see the people there. Those folks in Stockton aren't proud to be in America's foreclosure capital, but they have no reason to be ashamed. They have no reason to be ashamed. With 7 of the top 10 foreclosure cities, California wasn't just the epicenter of the crash. Let's call it what it is: the scene of the crime. A crime perpetrated against our middle class, attacking the security and stability of our communities, assaulting the very institution of home ownership that has always been our defining aspiration. They may have placed bets on Wall Street, but we paid the price on Market Street, Main Street, and Mission Boulevard. We paid the price in counties and communities from Riverside to Redding. And Democrats, we cannot afford to go back to the policies that crashed the system. We cannot go back to credit swaps, the money games, the era of loose rules and lax law enforcement. And what other and further evidence do we need? Homeowners, many victimized by fraud, now locked out by the millions, out of luck, in the cold, and on the street. Seniors, with their savings gone bust, wondering if they're ever going to run out of money before they run out of time. Investors defrauded. 1.1 million families in California at this very moment underwater in their mortgages and the bank knocking at their door. It's time to change that. And Democrats, I am proud to share the news, as the great John Burton mentioned, the news of the victory we shared earlier this week. After more than a year of standing tough against the banks and standing alone when necessary, we have won a California commitment, and it will provide California with $18 billion. And I will tell you that that's 900% more than the crumbs they were putting on the table when we first entered the door. Thank you. And it will require the nation's banks to pay penalties and restitution to hundreds of thousands of California homeowners while persevering and preserving our ability to investigate lender misconduct and prosecute those who committed predatory lending practices. And with this resolution now in place, we are doubling down on those prosecutions. You know I'm a career prosecutor. I'm immediately expanding our mortgage fraud strike force and will continue to aggressively investigate and prosecute violations of the law. And stay tuned, folks, because it doesn't end there. We're just now starting to lace them up. So here's what this election comes down to. And I frankly don't care which of the Republicans wins the nomination. It's a vision of our future where everyone prospers, where everyone's hard work pays off and their responsibility is rewarded, versus a philosophy that prompts its leaders to say, I like being able to fire people. It's a vision where everyone gets a fair shot and everyone does their fair share, versus a philosophy that blames our heroes, our cops, our teachers, and our firefighters for our problems. And by the way, Democrats, let's be sure to stand together and stand strong in defeating paycheck deception. it's a vision also, where everyone plays by the same set of rules, versus a game where the object is to win at any cost. It's the confidence that we can get this country moving again, versus the cynicism behind using the word food stamp to describe this nation's first African-American president. The same logic that says AIG was too big to fail, but a regular family's home is too trifling to matter. In fact, I'll tell you what's too big to fail. I say it's our middle class that is too big to fail. I say it's the California dream that is too big to fail. It's the promise of a free, quality public education that is too big to fail. It is the greatest public university system in the world that is too big to fail. It is environmental protection that is too big to fail. And it is our vision, Democrats, of an inclusive society that is too big to fail. Marriage equality is too big to fail. The rights of women are too big to fail. Our immigrant communities are too big to fail. Healthcare for everyone is too big to fail. And California Democrats, when we pull together, we are too big to fail.